Hello friends and welcome to a lecture in Python. Today we will discuss how to write a Python program for Gauss elimination method. This is a part of lecture series in which I will discuss how to write Python codes for numerical computation methods, which is normally used by engineers. Okay, so what we are going to do today, we are going to take the help of Bing to write our code. Now, of course, most of you, let me first refresh everything. Yes. So most of you would wonder, why is professor using Bing? Is he teaching us copying? The answer is no. Well, what did Newton say? If I had seen further, it is by standing on the shoulder of giants. This is what Isaac Newton said. He said this in this context that he was able to do only further research and further studies and further, thinking on various subjects that he had done only when he read what the giants in those areas have written. So when you have to learn anything, you have to first read and first understand what others have done in that area. And Bing is a very good place to start that. Of course, taking code from Bing and publishing it as your own code and showing it or submitting it as your own code is wrong. It would always be a wise thing to tell your instructor or professor that I have taken this code from Bing, but I have understood the code. Most important thing is the code should be available. You should understand how the code works, and then you need to submit it. So let's go to Bing. First, we need an example in Gauss elimination method so that we can test the code. So let's ask Bing to give an example of Gauss elimination. Okay. Takes a little time. So there we have the example. And the solution. So let's copy down this example. Okay. And even if you don't have to copy it down, it'll always remain for a reference. So that's not a problem. Now, what do? We ask Bing to write a code in Python for Gauss method, Gauss elimination method. Okay. So there it has the code. Now let's copy down the code. Now the code is written as a function where it takes vector A and vector B, where vector A is nothing but the coefficient matrix and vector B is nothing but the constant matrix, right? So this is vector A, which it will take in, and this is vector B, which it will take in. Once it does that, it will print out the result. That is, X would be the solution. So what we have to do is we have to enter the coefficients of this equation and the constants of this equation separately, and then we get the results. Of course, here we have to see here that the examples are different. Now this is a function here. So let's run it. Good enough. So now let's make the matrices ready. So we write matrix A. So matrix A is going to be nothing but the matrix of coefficients. which is going to be equal to, now let's enter our coefficients and prepare our matrix. So we have 3 rows. So let's look at the program. It's going to take the length of A and work accordingly. So let's take our example. Our example has coefficients as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and 3, 4, 5, and 3, 4, 5. So that's our coefficient matrix. And then we have constant is equal to, it's going to be one matrix which has only the constants, that is 14, 20, and 26. Okay. Now, next we are going to write solution is equal to Gauss and it takes 2 inputs. So we are going to write matrix coefficient comma matrix constant in this and execute this program. Okay. There was a spelling mistake, CONST. Let's execute it. Now let's see what's our solution matrix. And our solution matrix is the solution for the equation. Now let us see what was the solution for this equation. The solution for this equation was 204. Okay, so let's check it now. It's 1, 2, 3, 14, 1, 2, 3, 14. It's 2, 3, 4, and it's 2, 3, 4, 20. Yes, and it's 3, 4, 5, and it's 3, 4, 5, 26. And the solution that we get is, once again, if we run it, 204. Now, does it satisfy the equation? So, if we take 2, we put it here, 2, that's right, and 4. 4 3s are 12, that makes it 14. That's perfect. And let's take 2 once again. 2 2s are 4. And let's take 4 once again. And let's makes it 4 4s are 16. And that makes it 20. That's fine. And then let's take 2 once again. We go for 2 here. 3 2s are 6. And we get 4 here. 5 4s are 20. And that makes it 26. Well, this is a solution 2. So we have got the solution. Wasn't that easy? Yes, it was. Now let's analyze how it has worked. It has worked as taking the length A, that is the length of the matrix. So let us see how it works. So length matrix COEFF coefficient. So what does it do now? Now it shows that how many rows are there. So this part of the program or this syntax reads how many rows are there. Now it iterates through all those rows. And finally, what does it do? In this portion of it, it iterates through all the rows and then it finds which row has the maximum and adjusts and creates a pivot matrix. Okay. And then afterwards, it goes for a backward substitution in this part of the code and it solves it. That is this part of the code. It goes for a backward substitution and it solves it. Right. So this is what the code was. And as you can see here, it's very simple now to generate it. Now, if you want to really understand that how this code is working, then what we can do is we can put print statements in this in between and we can learn it. So one part of the code is we have the for loop here. This is length A. And then second part of the code here, it starts from a for loop here and the for loop. Remember one thing, this for loop is here. So this is what the for loop is. And then there's another for loop here. And then there is another for loop here. So this is the main for loop. Now this is the second for loop and this is the third for loop. right? So this for loop is for creating a coefficient matrix by Gauss elimination, that is taking the coefficient matrix and then creating a matrix which can be further solved using backward substitution. Now, does that really happen? Okay, so how can we test it? Well, there's a good way of testing it. In any code, what we can do is we can put print statements and we can check what is the intermediate output that it is giving you, right? So we have matrix A and we have matrix B here, and then we have matrix X is equal to 0 into n. So this creates a dummy 0 matrix. So let's print matrix A and matrix B here. Okay, so let's get ahead and let's execute this. So it has to print here. It has not printed. Yes. The print statement was very much in order. Okay. It did not because it got suppressed because of this. So yeah, there we are. So it gives me 244 and this print statement. Yes. Back here. Back here. So printing the intermediate results. This is the return here. So for now, let's remove it and let's run it. And now let's run this. So as you can see here, this is the output that we have. So we can see here, we can write matrix A, and of course, comma, and here we can write matrix B. Comma. Now let's run this part of the code and let's run this code. Now, as you can see here, it gives you a matrix A, 3, 4, 5, and you have 0 as the first element, and then you have 0, 0 as the second element. So the Gauss elimination part is done using this part of the code. Now, the second part of the code, of course, is used to create the solution. So that's all about it. I can comment this and once again I can use it now. So I write solution and we are done. So let's do it once again. Let's run these three, this, and this. So we have the solution here. So this, we run it and we run the solution here. So there we are. And of course, we have to put here X. Let's run it once again. Yes, yes, yes. And then we have the solution. So that was all about how to use Bing to effectively make code. Did you see that how much time we saved? We also learned what code, which part of the code does what. And we also learned how to make an assignment in simple ways. Okay. And before you turn this assignment, it is very essential that you tell your instructor or professor that yes, you have taken code from the Bing and you can explain him how the code works. So goodbye, friends. Have a great day. Have a great time. And do comment on this video. Let's have an open discussion that what I'm teaching you is right or wrong. Okay. Bye.